Okay, got it. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure it's live. If do 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 do. Okay, great. So we are live here. So hey, everybody watching, we're gonna do a really quick demonstration for those who are curious of how to actually load the Hour of Power audio really onto the actual headset. So it's actually really quite easy. I want to make this little recording so people have that question just answered right now and here into the future. So when you receive it, you're gonna get this pair of headphones, and if you literally do it by the time of this recording, you're going to get access to if you order today, the headsets are actually about $29, which normally they're about $49.99. So I'm going to post the link in the chat. So if you're watching this today or live or anything like that, and you haven't taken action on this, you're sorely missing out. I don't know what you're waiting for. $29 is not going to hurt your bank balance. I promise you. You're going to be missing out on this. So I want to show you just some of the technical aspects of once it's arrived, of how to actually get the MP3 loaded onto the device. So let's go here. So what you're going to do is you're going to have this document, which you should have this document linked, and it's in the description of this video. So if you don't have the link to this document that I have open, it's right here in the recording. So you should have access to it. Just click the bit.ly link. Now, what you're going to do here is you're going to scroll down a little bit, and you're going to find that there's a blue highlighted link that takes you to a Google Drive folder. And in that folder contains the MP3 that you need to load on here. So you're going to click on that. And then since I'm the editor, you click there and then you click Hour of Power MP3. So you click that. Now it'll open a new tab. And we're going to see our two MP3 files in here. Now, the one that says 101 utakata.mp3 is actually already loaded on this headset by default from the factory. And it's a really beautiful sounding audio that's like synthetic, or like what do they call it? Like chords, synthetic chords with like angelic sounds and the beach flowing and waves rushing. So that's what's already on the headset. So you should already see when you plug this into your computer and you look at your USB, the device by default will contain an MP3 called 101 Utakata. I just included it in this so that if somebody maybe, if these broke or something like that, or they just wanted to take it and play it on their computer or their phone, if that was the only option they had, that they could at least experience some of that, that alternate, just slow sound. And you can go in there and open it and play it yourself. Now, the main audio MP3 that we're really interested in loading on here is the one that says Hour of Power MP3. So what you're going to do here is you can do a number of things if you're on a computer. Is what you can do is you can double click on this and it will open up as like a little MP3 player. Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm freaking ready. I'm pumping myself up. So I'm going to mute that and pause it, and you can hear it right there. So if you don't know what the Hour Power sounds like, you can literally listen to it right there. And then on the upper right hand corner of the screen, you're going to see the little thing that says download. So you're going to click download, and then it's going to start to download it to your computer. And then I'm on a Mac, so this is going to show you a prompt of how that works. And I'm going to click where it says, well, actually, I'll do it a couple ways. I'll show you two different methods you can do this. There's two different ways I could show you. So first option is when it gives you that prompt to download. We've all, nod your head. You've ever downloaded something from the internet to your computer. I'm sure many of you have. I'm going to select the music folder on my Mac so that it at least goes there, or you can put it on your desktop or whatever. You don't need it permanently. You're really just getting the MP3 so you can put it on the device, and then you can delete the audio from your computer. Okay. So I'm going to save that Hour of Power MP3 to my music folder and click save. Okay. So that's downloaded. Now this device is on my computer now. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plug my headphones into the computer using USB. So on this side of the device, if you look on the inside of the device, there's these 4 gold contacts right here. So this device doesn't have a traditional USB plug. It actually has a specialized plug that magnetically clips on like a Apple MagSafe. And this means that this is actually more waterproof because there's no like tiny little spaces where water can get in. So what you do is you're going to take this, see these will go together, and they're magnetically polarized. So there's really only one way it will clip on. So if you try to do it reverse, it'll reject it. So you just got to find the way that it clips on and stays on, and you'll know. Okay, so now once you have that there, then you're going to take the other end of your USB, this little guy. That's kind of one of those bigger USB things with like a little face. So just like that. Okay. Then you're going to plug that in to any open port on your computer. You got to find that same port. And it's one of these little guys. So you got to kind of like put it in here or rotate it like that. So it's USB. It's a little rectangle. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to plug that in. First, I'm going to open up my Finder, my Apple Finder, so you can see kind of what the, let's see. Okay. So I'm going to show you my Finder, and I'm going to hold on. I'm going to get my camera focused back. So, Anna, can you see this window with all the files in it? You can? The white window? You can? Just, okay, nod your head or something like that. Okay, perfect. So on a Mac computer, and it's relatively similar on a PC, it's going to look different, but the core concepts are exactly the same. When you have an external device plugged in, it'll appear in the locations, external drive locations. So I actually already have a couple of external drives plugged in. So I have a Mac Mini, like a nice new one with the Apple M1 silicone. And so I click on that location thing, and I can see here all of the external hard drives that I have plugged in. So I can back up like, my audio and my video, and all my documents are all backed up. And then there's an untitled, which is like basically an SD card plugged into my computer already. So I'm going to just minimize that. And what you're going to see on this list is that when I plug this in, this little guy should automatically appear. Now, it's not going to happen immediately, and you may have to, I don't remember exactly if you have to turn it on, but I believe that it will automatically power up and display as like an external thumb drive or SD card or a memory card. Your computer will treat this pair of headphones like it has internal storage in it. So I'm going to go now, and I'm going to plug that in. And I'm going to eject one of my other drives so I have room. Okay, so I'm going now, and I'm plugging in. Okay. So I just plugged it in, and on the device, I do believe I can see the red light just came on. And so I'm just going to give it a few seconds. Okay, see, something just happened. You guys see, you may have missed it, but there's a new drive here on this list. It's the one that's called No Name right here. So if I open that up, I just double click it. So I'm going to go back to the locations that I showed you. There's my Macintosh hard drive. There's a drive called No Name. So I'm going to double click on that. And then in here already, look at this, is the 101 Utakata, which is the nice, like, calm, relaxing, I think it's like 1 hour of just like relaxing music with no words or anything like that. And then you see the other one is the Hour of Power MP3 from August 26th, 22. So that is the audio that we want to ultimately get on here. So what I'm going to do here is show you my method for dragging and dropping MP3s over into things. Is I'm going to take this window right here. If you have a Mac, like you're in good shape, but you can do this on a Windows too. So you can mouse your mouse over to the edge of a window, click and drag it bigger or smaller like that. Okay. Now on my keyboard, I'm going to hit Command N or Windows N, whatever kind of command key you have, or in the upper left-hand corner, I'm going to click File and then New Finder Window. So it's going to open up a different Finder window. so I can also look at my hard drive on my computer. And what I need to do now is I need to find where I saved that initial MP3 file and then just find it and drag it over and release. So I remember that when I saved it, because it's a music file, I put it in my music folder. So I have my music folder here, and I'm going to look here. So it looks like, let's see, blank track. Did I put it in music? Let's see. Hour of Power. Is it? Did I put it there? Let me see. Show in folder. Yeah, I put it in music. Okay, sorry. 1 second. Oh, ignore that. Just need to get these things opened again. Okay, I'm going to clean up. Why isn't it showing up? Oh, okay. So because the window was so small, I have to like scroll over and scroll over. So if you're on a Mac and you need to clean things up, you can right click and then you can like sort by name, and then it'll squish everything to within the window. And I see the one that I need, which is here, Hour of Power, right there. That's the one. So I have that's it. I'm ready. So you can click and drag things around within the file, or you can click and drag it over to the other device. So I'm going to click and drag over and then release. And it's going to ask me, it already exists because I already have it on there, but I'm going to say, I'm actually not going to do anything. I'm going to stop because I don't need to replace it. But if you were to click and drag this over here and release it, then it's going to copy it over to the device, and then you're done. And that's all that you need to do. And then once it copies and goes bloom, and you can see it there, then you're literally done. And now all you need to do is, generally speaking, if you're on a Mac, sometimes it's a good idea to go over here to the left side and click that little eject button, and that will make sure that the computer isn't trying to load any information into the device, which could damage it. But you should be good just to remove it at this point in time. I'm just going to click the eject button and eject it. So now that file, or the external device, the headphones, are no longer connected to the computer. And then I can go and unplug the USB from here. Okay, now I want to test it. So I have my headphones here, and I can just take the little magnetic thing off. Here's how you work this. So there's 3 buttons right in the very middle. You're going to click and hold that button until the light turns on. There we go. See, it's blinking. Okay. And if you listen to it, it's going to say Bluetooth mode. So the very first thing is it's expecting to connect to a phone, but all you have to do is just double click it. You tap it twice, and then it'll turn it into music mode. And I don't know if you can hear this. Let's see. I can turn up the volume. Okay. I don't know how well you can hear any of that, but it is playing. Can you guys hear that? Great. So it's coming out of these headphones. That's not my voice. It is my voice, but not now. So yeah, that's it. And then you put them on. Shh, 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 shh. And you have a lot of fun, and you go walk around, and it makes you happy. Better than any drug. Okay. So once you're done, you click and hold the power button for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4-ish seconds. And then it'll beep 3 times red, and then it will be off, literally. And to increase the volume, you'll see that there's a plus and a minus button on the sides. When you get it, you can look at it. And you don't really need to like be like, I need my special reading spectrograms to see the plus or the minus. Just get the audio playing, and then just start pressing the button, and you'll notice that the sound goes up or the sound goes down. And then you go, well, that was the down button. And then the opposite one on the other side is going to be the up button. And that's it. So yeah, it's hold to turn on. 1, 2, 3, it's on. then you double click the button, that same button, 1, 2, and it'll say music mode, and then it's going to start playing just like that. And if you need to, the other thing to know is if you're in the other audio, the 101 utakata, you can press and hold any of the buttons and it'll skip ahead. So volume is a press, 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 and holding the plus or minus will skip it to the next track. So I'll just play the utakata really quick. You can hear what that's. Can you guys hear that? Yeah. Well, it's Zoom is like, well, that's not a human voice, so I'm just going to filter it out. But it's playing nice, calm, like whoosh, wavy sounds. And so that will automatically play once the hour of power has completed. And then you can also you can click and hold one of these buttons right here, this little button on the front. I'm going to click and hold that for 2 seconds, and it will automatically skip back to the actual hour of power. So it's just 2 audios that it's going back and forth between. So I'm going to click and hold that. Are you ready? Okay, are you ready? There you go. So very simple, not too, I mean, as far as things go with the technology thing, what you get on the other end is freaking incredible. So anyway, then just to, again, so you can save battery life, you click and hold and make sure you do turn it off after you're done, because it will it will continue to play until you turn it off or it runs out of batteries. It actually has like 24 hours of battery life. So that's pretty incredible. So it will last for a long time, but I do want you to get in the habit of having it always charging when you're not using it. That's super key, because otherwise you're going to be like, awesome, I'm super in the mood to do this today. I'm going to rock today. And then you go outside and you do it for 5 minutes and it says, battery low, please charge. And then it'll play a minute and then it'll say battery low, please charge. And so learn the hard way, like I've done a couple of times, admittedly, having not charged it. But yeah, let me just get the camera back. And yeah, just, you know, you don't have to have it plugged into your computer to charge. It's got a USB. And I went out and got a little USB charging device. I'll show you here. So right here, this is just a little, you know, wall charger, like USB. We've all seen them, little things wherever you are. And then you just plug in there, and then make sure that the magnet is plugged in. Right there, you'll feel it when it's on there. It'll literally just like, it'll want to clip in. So it's in, and then when I plug this into the wall, the red light will go on, and you know it's charging. Just set it and forget it. When you're ready, you just go bloop, unplug it. I mean, how easy is that? I mean, it's just pull it off, and then you're outside, living your best life, getting in communion with the higher powers of everything. So so yeah, that's kind of how to do it. So I will end the live stream so that we have that as the you know, the final thing. So give me a second and we'll come back on here. How do I stop my Facebook thing? 1 second. Okay, stop